Come on guys, let's see what is detached mode in Docker run. So in previous session, we created container using this command and the container will run in attached mode. Attached mode means this container session is attached to your terminal. So once you execute docker run command, you can't execute any other command in this particular terminal now. And if you add anything in this application UI, that will be shown in terminal also. That means logs of this particular container is attached to this particular terminal. So this mode of running, we call it as attached mode or foreground mode. And if you want to run this particular container in background, we have something called as detached mode in Docker containers. I have stopped the previous container because I am going to run a new container in detached mode on same port. Now how can I run this particular container in detached mode? For that you have to add one more flag in the command. And if you don't know the flag, then you can run docker run help. Then you can say -d or -- detached to run container in background mode. So now let's run this container in detached mode. I have added -d flag, and if I click on enter, so it gives the container ID and the terminal is not attached to this particular container now. So now if I add something in application UI, unlike in attached mode, the logs will be not shown in terminal now. Now if I want to see the logs of this particular container, then I have to run the command dockerlogs and the container ID. So now it will print the logs. So now if I add something else here, and if I want to see that logs now, I have to run the command again. Now here you can see the logs. Now if I want to see the real-time log like in attached mode, I have to add a new flag called -f or -- follow. So now this will give the real-time log. So now if I add something here, that will be updated in terminal automatically because now I have added -f flag. So that is about Docker detached mode and Docker logs. Now I have created a new file here, test file. And if I want to copy this file inside the container, how can I do that? For that we have a command called as dockercp or dockercopy. The syntax is dockercp, then the source file is test file, and the destination will be the container ID. And I can give the path inside that container ID. I will copy that into the /app directory inside this particular container. So once I ran that command, you can see here successfully copied to /app directory inside this particular container. So now how to verify that if the file is copied to /app directory or not? So for that I have to go inside the container. For that I have the command dockerexec, and with the exec we have to add some other flags. So to check the flag, I can run dockerexec and -help. So generally dockerexec we execute with -it. So I is for interactive mode and T is for terminal. So T will allocate a terminal for this particular container. So now I am going to execute the command dockerexec, then -it, then container ID, then I can give a shell path, that is bin/sh or bin/bash. Now I am inside this particular container, and if I run pwd, it will print the working directory, that is /app. Now if I run ls, you can see the test file here. So test file is copied to this particular container inside /app directory. So like this, I can copy the file using dockercp and log into the container using dockerexec. So to debug anything inside the container, you can run dockerexec command. And if you want to exit from this container, you can just run exit. So now if I want to copy the file from container to my host, so now I have deleted my test file in my host. And if I want to copy that file from container to this host, so now command for copying the file from container to host will be dockercp, then the container ID, then the file path, that is /app/test file, then the destination will be the current directory. That's why I have added dot. So once I run that, the file is successfully copied to the current directory and the file is here, that is test file. So dockercp is not mostly used command. So generally it is used for, so in some case the logs are generated inside the container. And if you want to copy those logs from container to host, then you can use dockercp command. So that's it for today's session. So today we have learned Docker detached mode using -d flag. Then you can check the flags using -help command. Then you can check the Docker logs using dockerlogs, and if you want to see the real-time logs, then you can add -f flag. Then you can copy the file from host to container or container to host using dockercp command. And if you want to log into the container, you can use the dockerexec command. That's it. Subscribe and check out other videos too. Let's meet in next video.